Hi, it's Sydney real estate time again, because I know there's a lot of you out there who are interested in real estate and in particular what's happening here in Sydney. And I've done videos on commercial real estate and residential real estate, finding Sydney's cheapest house, for example. I might have to do another one of those. Has it been 12 months already? Anyway, a new one just popped up, and this is really interesting because I used to live here for like half my life. So this is one of the poorest areas in Sydney. It's a suburb called Mount Druitt. In fact, generically, I'll show you a map in a minute, but generically Mount Druitt is, there's the suburb of Mount Druitt, but there's also like, half a dozen other little suburbs which are generically called the Mount Druitt area, even though they have different names. And it is traditionally been one of the poorest working class suburbs in all of Sydney. Probably being pipped these days by one or two others, but it's still close to the absolute bottom of the, the lowest class, working class. They have housing commission houses out there and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, this just made the news here. Sorry, I can't get rid of the ads. It won't let me load it with the ad blocker turned on. Exclusive. Why a photo of this Mount Druitt house is proof the dream of owning a home is over for most Aussies. Well, it is. Real estate is really bad here in Australia, especially here in Sydney. We're probably top 3 in the world, I believe. Sydney is top 3 in the world, and Melbourne as well, for the most expensive real estate. So yeah, it's really expensive to buy a house here. It's crazy. Dropping a little bit at the moment, but no. Anyway, let's not get into that. A house that sold for a record amount in a once less than desirable suburb, it's still less than desirable. I don't like to rag on Mount Druitt because it's where I come from, but traditionally people don't go, oh yeah, I really want to live in Mount Druitt. It's not, you live there because it's affordable and you have to, and you're working class and that kind of, it's your traditional working class. Leave it in the comments down below what city you live in and what would be considered the lowest rung working class suburb out there. 30 Fuller Street, Mount Druitt in Western Sydney sold at auction in Sydney on Saturday for a staggering $2.3 million. Even the real estate agent was shocked. Said the young couple who beat out 4 other bidders had fallen in love with a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom property. Wait until you see it. It's really schmick. Mount Druitt is widely considered to be more affordable area, with the median price currently at $965. Well, I think it's actually less than that. Let's take a look at the data here for the asking prices. Currently $839. So I'm not sure whether that's for 3-bedroom houses. So for 4-bedroom, it'd actually be more than that, I think. So yeah, anyway, so still expensive compared to the rest of the world, but this is sort of like when I search for the cheapest houses in Sydney, Mount Druitt is one of the top 3 I would always go to, all the suburbs surrounding Mount Druitt anyway. So so this thing sold for $2.3 million. It's even beating the median price in Sydney is currently 1.6. I didn't know it had dropped that much. It almost peaked $2 million like 12 months ago. So it's the boil's coming off a little bit, but anyway, it is a large block, 1,020 square meters. So you're paying for the land, of course, but here's the new owners here with the real estate agent, and they good on them. If they can afford $2.3 million in Mount Druitt. Properties have gone for this value in Mount Druitt before, but usually because they're like large blocks that are suitable for development. They're in a zoning area which is close, or a rezoned area which is close to the train station, which, look, this house is not worth $2 million, right? But it's the land that it sits on that you can build. Developers can come in, they can build townhouses and everything. That's why it sells for $2 million. But this one, $2.3 million for just one house, and no one's going to knock this house down when you see it. It's absolutely incredible. So here's the real estate listing, which we'll take a look at. But anyway, for those who don't know, as I said, poor working class suburb Mount Druitt. It's so famous that there was a TV documentary series about it called Struggle Street here. And the first series was set in Mount Druitt here. These are like poor working class suburbs within Australia in Mount Druitt is top rung. So I actually grew up in Mount Druitt and lived there for like half my life or thereabouts. And I actually went to Mount Druitt High School, which was famously ridiculed countrywide in 1996. 1996, where every single HSC student or year 12 student actually failed the HSC. It was plastered front page of the newspaper and they were the laughing stock. It looks like they actually won a Supreme Court defamation thing about it. But yeah, technically the class we failed. It was, big, national photo spread and stuff like that. Anyway, I went to Mount Druitt High School. I went there before this. They had to rename it after this. It's now Chifley College. But yeah, went on there, Mount Druitt High School. No worries. So let's take a look at 30 Fuller Street, shall we? There's 35 photos. Look at this. This goes to show that people will pay an absolute premium for the fit and finish of the house, like a brand new house that's all this modern style with massive glass and massive, wankery and stonage and, all sorts of things, right? But granted, this is a very big house. I wonder how much it costs them to actually build here. So let's have a look at this thing, right? Look at this, and the color of the sky, of course, to make it. That's all these images are photoshopped, like as in, they enhance all the colors and everything. When you go there in real life, it often doesn't look as good. And you can see like the fibro shed of the neighbor behind here. It's got a fibro roof on it. Classic Mount Druitt construction. So this is way out of place, right? They've got this fantastic entertaining area. Look at the infrared heating at the top, and they've got barbecue and this big bar thing, and right, really nice. And look at this, pure wankery, right? But look at the house behind it. That's a classic Mount Druitt house right there. You've got your cement tile roof here. You've got your clad in, right? That's like typical 1970s Mount Druitt house here. And they've got this big glass staircase. I'm just surprised they don't have like actual glass stairs with the, those infinity stairs or whatever they're called, actual glass. But yeah, anyway, isn't this great? So look at the giant pool out here. This thing is absolutely massive with a spa. It spans almost the width of the property here. Almost looks like well, no, it doesn't in this angle. I'll show you another angle over here. And it's got these the bamboo fences over here. They're all, I don't know, are they coming back? My day, they were kind of like tacky. So yeah, it's very like industrial looking, isn't it? It's just, yeah. It's just weird, but a lot of people like that. And look, it looks like, right, giant pool in here, but it looks like some sort of like industrial complex, prison. It's almost like an automotive workshop, like kind of thing. So yeah, but anyway, a lot of people like these sort of style of houses. Not sure what's happening with the louvers there. Is that ventilation or something? Anyway, nice pool. Yeah, look at that. Pretty schmick, but look at your neighbour's gigantic shed. I mean, that's a massive shed. What are they doing in there, huh? Don't want to know. Anyway, look at this massive solar array on the top. Count how many there are. That's just like, wow. But yeah, so check out these houses next door here, and there's that giant shed at the back there. Look at that, and yeah. So have a look at the street view in a minute, but here's more. Look, they've got a, here's, this is games, and this is like a living games room or whatever, but like just in front of that outdoor living space. So yeah, it's really something. Check out that. So they've got a proper TV recess and everything. Got one of those wanky fake fireplacey things. And that's just a void, or is that, yeah, okay, you go up the glass steps and is that the main bedroom? So this is just another living void, I think they call them. So yeah, check out the kitchen and everything, really, really schmick. So you can see why somebody paid top dollar. And this is in my suburb as well. I'm always following the local real estate here. And yes, people will pay an absolute premium. They could pay $500,000 more, or $750,000, or even probably $1 million more if there's a bidding war, for, a couple $100,000 renovation that just, makes it look all schmick and brand new, and a coat of paint and a nice wanky kitchen. And Aussies are obsessed with reality house TV shows like The Block and stuff. So yeah, everyone like wants this modern style. Look at this. Check out this indoor sauna thing. Wankery. What is that? Is that like it's got a tap down there? Is that sort of like a mud room? That could be a mudroom for showering off after the pool, perhaps. Yeah, look at this, nice bathroom, right? All typical modern style and everything, right? So, yeah, that's one of the bedrooms. It's 6 bedrooms, so it's a real big place. Look at this. Is that Minecraft? I don't know. There'd be a shower behind there, so that's, you know, very wanky modern style. They have, you know, like a shower, like often dual head, you know, his or her showers behind there, and the bathtub, the Minecraft bathtub in front, and yeah. So there you go. So there's the cinema. You know, it's got a cinema room. So yeah, it's a massive house, and yeah, and you can see it here, and it's just like surrounded by like really old 1970s properties, right? Oh, you know, some new ones coming in here, but anyway, yeah, this is basically one of the poorest working class suburbs in Sydney, and somebody built this gigantic mansion. I wonder how much they built it for. They must have made a huge, well, it's not cheap to build houses these days. But yeah, like, you know, it's a massive house. A total square meter, it doesn't say. But yeah, it's a pool equipment shed, steam room. Yeah, there's the sauna al fresco, right? It's just rumpus room. Yeah, it's absolutely, they didn't show the garage. It's important. Got to have a workshop. Anyway, yeah. Very right. It's very cool, and that's where it was. So I don't know how old the house is. This might be a flipper. Somebody might have just flipped it. It might be like a year old or so. Oh no, listed November 2018. There you go, 2018. So it's probably, you know, take a couple of years to build that. So it might be, you know, 4 years old at most, or something like that. So yeah, it's just surrounded by these, you know, these fibro red brickers. Yeah, just really old school Mount Druitt stuff. I mean, you know, this over here is new, but no, everything else surrounding looks like this one here is new. You can tell by the roof, or they might have just had a roof reno or something. But yeah, anyway, Mount Druitt Shopping Centre over here, and yep, it's okay. So we've got the older, we've got the older photos. We've got the before, classic red brick construction here, and then you've got your classic cladded house with your cement tile roofs and stuff. So yeah, classic Mount Druitt. Classic Mount Druitt, and somebody flipped it. That's Mount Druitt Station, next to a big shopping centre. So this is just the nearby facilities and stuff. That's Chifley. No, that's Colleton Public School. Yep. So they're some way from Mount Druitt High School, actually being in Mount Druitt. Mount Druitt High School actually wasn't in the suburb of Mount Druitt. Go figure. But yeah, this is what it used to look like. This is a classic 1970s. Mount Druitt house. Yeah, that's what used to be there. Is it? And now it's this. Hilarious. Anyway, let's take a look at quickly on the thing here. Basically, all of Sydney is basically split by the train line, which goes through here like this. Okay, this is the Western Sydney train line, and so you've got north and you've got south. Mount Druitt. This is considered old Mount Druitt over here, the south side. Over here. So yeah, this is Mount Druitt. This is more than Mount Druitt I know, because I come from the north side, which is no better than the south side in terms of stuff. But yeah, as I said, Mount Druitt is typically made up of all these little suburbs out here, which people who basically, if you say you're from Mount Druitt, you don't actually have to be from Mount Druitt. I didn't live in Mount Druitt. I lived in one of these suburbs out here. So you got Bidwell, Shelby, Letho, Tregear, Blackett, Emo, Darrick, Wayland, Hebbo. Over here, we shorten the names, you know. Hebersham becomes Hebbo, you know. And these are the newer ones. Plumpton, not really considered Mount Druitt, but yeah, Hebersham and Darrick and all that sort of stuff. But Mount Druitt, big Mount Druitt shopping centre. Yeah, so you got Mount Druitt shopping centre here, which has expanded over time, but all the original, you know, Kmart used to be here, and yeah, I used to collect trolleys. I used to collect shopping trolleys at a friend of mine, and we used to collect shopping trolleys from Kmart here, and you used to get, was it 20 cents at the time? Or no, you used to get $1. I think they upped it to $1 or whatever to turn the trolley, and we just happened to have one of the keys that allowed you to get, but we returned people's trolleys, and we got the $1 for it, for returning the trolleys. Anyway, yeah, good times. Anyway, Mount Druitt Station is a major station. The train you used to be able to get the express train from Sydney Central. It'd go Central, Redfern, Parramatta, Blacktown, Mount Druitt, and it'd skip all the other stations. Mount Druitt was actually, you know, a major train hub, and it was really good. You know, when I was working and catching the train to work, Mount Druitt, yeah, just allowed me to access anywhere in Sydney that the train went along the east-west corridor here anyway. But anyway, that's Mount Druitt, and there used to be the waterworks over here. The Mount Druitt Waterworks used to be over here. That was great fun, but no, that's gone the way of the dodo.
A day at the Waterworks. It's the greatest summer fun for the whole family. There's 12 major rides, all free once inside. Have a beach picnic or barbecue by the fun pool. Ride a bumper boat. Hop in a Ferrari. We're open from 10 a.m. every day. Jump the mighty skydive. It's the fastest thrill in town. Splash through the whitewater rapids, and kids, during these holidays you can bring mum and dad free. Come to Mount Druitt by car or train. You'll love it.
But 30 Fuller Street is on the south side over here, and here it is here. And if we go in and check out street level, there you go. There's your neighbours. Oh, that one's pretty new. Look at that. Okay. Well, maybe the street's up and coming. Maybe they're smart at their 2.3 million, but yeah, you got to convince your neighbours in their 1970s red brickers here to try and upgrade. But yeah, most of the other street, you know, it's got overhead wiring, which is common back out there. Look at that. That one, don't know when that would have been built. 80s, maybe, perhaps. But yeah, there you go. 2.3 million bucks. Granted, it's on a big block of land and it's pretty schmick. So what they're paying for is this fancy-pantsy, all this fancy-pantsy stuff, right? And people seem to love it. They will pay an absolute premium for this. This is why these block shows on TV, where, you know, they do these places up on, you know, they've got often on shows where they do it on tight budgets, other shows where they have, you know, really good budgets, but you try and, you know, do all these stylish modern things, and then people will pay a premium for not doing any work at all, just moving into this house. So don't be a dumbass like that. Pro tip, yeah, buy a house and do it up yourself. It's not that hard. You can do it up over years and spread the cost out, amortize the cost over time of upgrading your own home, and yeah, no worries. Our house is close to 20 years old now, and Mrs. E Vlog is we have to redo things now, but you know, we got 20 years out of our last renos. So yep, we're nothing this fancy though. So anyway, I think that is fascinating. Who would have seen the day? 2.3 million bucks in the Druitt. In the Druitt. Oh my goodness. When I was a boy, oh geez, we won't get into it. Anyway, catch you next time.